Well, welcome to this energetic NLP energy spa session. And today we're going to be focusing on something that's a big problem for a lot of people, and a lot of people who would identify themselves as being empaths. Huge problem for them. And that's all this programming that makes us sorry, I was going to say it differently. All this program that makes us overly responsible for other people. And what I started to say is a term that's often used as being an out of control healer. So whether you think you're a healer or not, most empaths are always think they have to help people. They're feeling overly responsible. And even on an energetic level, they're often sending healings to people without even realizing it, which is not necessarily a good thing at all. It's not good for the empath. It's not necessarily good for the other person too, which is why it's really important if you are an empath to learn how to work with your energy. And speaking of that, I might as well mention this now as later, before I forget, that about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, I lose track of time, I did this. People are doing all these challenges and master classes now. So I did one, it was like an hour a day for 5 days on empaths going from surviving to thriving to being a playful empath to actually enjoying it. And I got incredible response. I mean, it's one of the most response I've gotten from anything that I've ever done. I mean, all kinds of people were emailing me about what a difference it was making in their lives. So that was pretty incredible. So I decided I'm going to do it again. And it's starting on Monday, August 30th, and it goes for 5 days. And then each session, if you can't make the actual live session, that's fine because it'll be recorded and you can watch it later. But it's only for a limited time because I want people to actually go through the process, not accumulate a whole group of new videos that you're going to watch someday, which is what most of us are doing nowadays. So a lot of people are doing this now. It's like you can watch a recording, but only for a few days. And each day will build on the one before. And like I say, there'll be 10 in the morning Pacific time, California time, which would be 1 in the afternoon in New York, which would be 6 p.m. in the UK, which would be 7 p.m. in Central Europe. And for everything else, I have to look it up. And it'll be about an hour each day. And some days, and I'll let you know in advance, I'll do an extra add-on for people who want to stay on. So it'll be optional, where I can do a bit more coaching with people. So it's totally free, and as you can see here, it's the playful empath whoop, it says .om. Maybe I can fix that right now. Oh no, it's just somehow. Oh, I see. It's just something was blocking it on my screen. I think it's fine on yours. Playful, the word empath, EMPATH.com. So playfulempath.com. It's totally free. If you're an empath and you want to have more control over being an empath, if you want to actually start having fun with it, because it can be incredible fun, or it can be total misery. I mean, it can so screw up your life. And I know this from personal experience because when I was first learning energy work, I didn't know how to what to do about these things, and my teachers didn't teach us. And it was really, really messing up my life, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I was having feelings that weren't my feelings, and stuff, and going, what? I had no idea what was going on until somebody, luckily, finally told me. And so you'll learn how to be an empath in a way that goes from, confusing your own thoughts and emotions with other people, because it can even be your thoughts, your goals, everything gets mixed up. And when you start learning how to handle it better, then like I say, it's really fun. And you can also be a choice. You don't have to help everybody. You can choose who you want to help or not, and who you want to just understand. Maybe you don't want to help them at all. As hard as it is for empaths often to believe not everybody wants help all the time. Let me just turn down the brightness here a little bit. But I have trouble getting the lighting right. Yeah, so and in the 5 days, we'll work on a lot of different things because it's none of it's hard, but it is. There are a number of pieces to being a playful empath, and that's a lot more than we can do in this short session. In this short session, which will be about 30 minutes, could be 40, but about 30. In this short session, we're going to be specifically working on releasing and updating programming that gets us to be overly responsible for other people. If that sounds good, you can say yes in the chat. And give me one moment here. Just want to check on something. Okay. So everybody take a couple easy deep breaths. And if you're watching this as a recorded video later, let's say you're listening to it and driving, don't. Never listen to anything that I do when you're driving. Because I'm always bringing energies in. Speaking of being an out-of-control healer, I'm always bringing energies in. The energies that I work with, it's a whole symphony of energies. But a lot of them are very high frequency. And they're designed to put you in this altered, dreamy state where it's easy for your spirit and your inner wisdom to identify the old programming, dissolve it, and then replace it with wisdom, knowledge, concept, skills, and abilities from your spirit and from your deep inner human wisdom. So you never want to listen to this when you're driving. And if you're listening to this as a recording, if you imagine, just pretend it's happening right now, that it's live right now, then you'll access the energies. You know, how that works is a whole interesting discussion, but just pretend that it's happening right now and you'll see what happens. So for those of you that are new to energetic NLP, there's 4 things we're always doing. One is you set your intention, and you're familiar with that. You give permission, and permission is actually a really complex subject. And in the empath program, we'll go into it a lot more deeply. But for right now, let's emphasize conscious permission. Because in energetic NLP, we have a concept, whole being permission, which is permission from your spirit, your soul, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, your body, from your karmic field, and from the field created by what are called spiritual contracts. And even though just the first part, the conscious permission, is really powerful and really significant. It's by no means the whole thing, but it's a good start. So you'll set your intention, you'll give conscious permission, you'll put your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom in charge. And then, and this is the part that for some people it's real easy, for some people it takes a little work, and that's to use your imagination and just pretend. When the processes are going on, just pretend energy's coming in. Just pretend programming is being identified, dissolved, and replaced by wisdom, knowledge, concepts, skills, and abilities from your inner wisdom and spirit. Just pretend that's going on. You don't need to believe it. Just pretend it, like when you were a child and you would pretend all kinds of things. And it had nothing to do with whether it was true or not. You're just pretending. Later, you'll know what happened. But while it's going on, just pretend that it's happening. Because if you're going, is it working? Am I doing it right? Is art doing it right? Is it the right astrological condition? Or whatever it is you're thinking and analyzing, you block the energy and you get much less out of it. Now, part of your brain, I'm a very analytical person, so part of your brain will probably be analyzing things, but just turn down the volume. Don't fight that, don't feed it, just don't give it any extra energy. It's what people call being mindful. Just notice it and leave it alone. And put your emphasis, your energy on pretending. Okay, so we're going to get started in just a couple minutes. There's a couple things we need to do first. One is, again, if you're new to energetic NLP, There's a concept in energetic NLP that's unique to energetic NLP called your miraculous self. Your miraculous self. And unlike your high self, so your high self just exists. Your miraculous self is something that only kind of barely exists until you start working with it. And then it's like a muscle. The more you work with it, the stronger it gets, the more flexible it gets, the more you can do with it. And what your miraculous self is it's an alliance. It's an alliance between your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom. So your spirit has this vast perspective. Your spirit knows everything about your energy field. Your spirit knows all about your beliefs and programming. It knows the big picture. It knows how your life fits into the unfolding of humanity, why you're embodied, why you're here. It knows all that. And it's a little out of touch at times with the minute-by-minute practicalities of life, where your deep inner human wisdom is very in touch with your life, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. So when your spirit, with that vast perspective, and your deep inner human wisdom, with that very practical perspective, when they start working together, then they create your miraculous self, and it can guide you, nurture you, heal you, support you, and help you manifest. In an energetic NLP, as I said, we always put our miraculous selves in charge. So you're not putting me in charge, you're putting your own miraculous self in charge. Okay, so right now we'll create your miraculous self, which takes a minute or two. Then we'll set our group energy space, and then we'll start clearing old programming and replacing it. And again, what we're emphasizing today is programming that causes you to be an out-of-control healer, to be overly responsible for people. So, if you have a baby, totally right to be overly responsible. The whole world is not your baby. And empaths, one of the reasons most people have trouble being an empath is then we start feeling responsible for other people's feelings and life and happiness and health and everything else. So easy, deep breaths, and there's no effort involved in any of this. So set your intention, if you want to, that right now your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom are right now forming your miraculous self. If you want that, just set that intention. Give it 100% permission for it to happen right now. And then remember, the special ingredient is pretend that it's happening. Pretend that energy is coming in and helping your spirit, your deep inner human wisdom, form your miraculous self. And if you've worked with me before, think of it in terms of developing and evolving your miraculous self, which is something in the longer programs we get into a lot. But for right now, just have that intention. Excellent. Then set your intention that what we're doing in the rest of the session is going to dissolve old programming and beliefs that cause you to be overly responsible for other people. And then your miraculous self is going to immediately replace those programming and beliefs with knowledge, wisdom, concepts, skills, and abilities from your miraculous self, from your wisdom and spirit. Okay, easy, deep breaths. And then give 100% permission for that to happen. And give 100% permission for your miraculous self to be in charge. Imagine a giant gold ball of energy, and that's our energetic NLP energy spa space. I call these sessions energy spas because it's like going to get a massage. When you go to get a massage, you tell them what you want, and then you go, make me better, and you let them do it. In the same way, you set your intention, you give him permission, you put your miraculous self in charge, and then you just relax and pretend that it's happening. So we're setting this gold ball of energy, and just imagine that all of us are inside of it for the duration when we're doing this. And let's declare it's a space of miracles, It's a space of effortlessness. It's a space of amazing transformation. It's a space where you become more authentic, where it's easy to let go of old beliefs and programming that limit you. And the programming can be unconscious, it can be energetic, it can be spiritual, it can be ancestral, it can be from your family, it can be from past lives, it can be from society, from teachers, wherever it's from. Just imagine right now your miraculous self is analyzing you, both your energy field and your unconscious mind and your conscious mind, and identifying the programming that causes you to be overly responsible for other people, that your miraculous self doesn't want you to have. And then my job is to get the energy flowing no matter where you are and no matter when you're watching this. And by the way, anybody can learn how to do that. It's not a mysterious gift. It's a gift everybody was born with. It's what I teach people to do. So right now, just imagine incredible energies are coming in. And your miraculous self will decide which energies it wants to use. And it will decide how it wants to use them to dissolve the old programming and beliefs and to replace it with your authentic beliefs about your responsibilities for other people. And that may be different for each and every one of us. Easy deep breaths. And remember, now just pretend that it's working. Pretend it's happening. Pretend it's working. Pretend these amazing energies are coming in to heal you, nurture you, reprogram you in the way that your miraculous self wants you to be reprogrammed. It helps if you smile and take a deep breath. Just relax about the whole thing. We're just pretending it's happening. No effort. The worst that can happen is nothing happens. The best that can happen is a lot happens. Easy deep breaths. Affirm your intention that old programming and beliefs that cause you to be overly responsible for people are being dissolved, and your intention that your miraculous self is immediately replacing them with wisdom, with knowledge, with concepts, with skills and abilities from your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom, from your miraculous self. Just let that happen outside of your conscious awareness. You can trust your spirit. You can trust your deep inner human wisdom. And while this continues, if you're new to this work, a couple things to be aware of. One is if you get really dreamy and sleepy and don't remember what I've said later, that's totally fine. A lot of the energies I work with are very high frequency, and they're designed to get you into an altered state where it's easy for your spirit and your inner wisdom to upgrade and update your beliefs and programming. and it can make you feel kind of trancy. And so if you're feeling kind of trancy, or even if you're thinking later, I'm not sure if I was awake or asleep, that's all totally fine. You may temporarily feel aches and pains while the energy's running. Sometimes as blocks are being cleared, often they just clear. Sometimes as they're being cleared, you may temporarily feel discomfort of some kind. Emotions may come up. If they do, that's great. That's just old emotional energy being released. And a lot of that emotional energy isn't even yours. A lot of our emotional energy that we think is ours isn't ours. And so if emotions come up, just be mindful of them and go, oh, great, I'm letting go of that. And don't analyze them or put meaning on them or blame other people for them. Just go, oh, it's just old stuff I'm releasing. Excellent. Easy deep breaths. You may yawn, your eyes may water. Sometimes people twitch. They're called in India kriyas. And sometimes when you release energies, you twitch. So if you twitch or emotions come up, or if you have temporary aches and pains, all of that's fine. If you don't feel any of that, it's fine. If you're totally awake and alert, that's fine. If you're feeling all dreamy and, and kind of having this in-between sleep and awake state, also fine. Just let yourself have whatever experience you're having. Easy deep breaths. Now energy's coming in to help you process and integrate what you've done. And you're going to be processing this for at least days. So we want energy to come in and help you process and integrate it in a really flowing, easy, wonderful way. And again, over the next couple of days, emotions may come up. If they do, again, just don't judge them, evaluate them, or don't pin them on other people, even if that makes sense. Just go, okay, I'm just releasing old emotional energy, most of which isn't even mine. And that's a whole topic of it in itself. Most of our emotional energy is from other people that you started absorbing when you were in the womb. Probably brought it in from other lifetimes too. So over the next couple of days, if you go, oh, why am I suddenly feeling X, Y, or Z? Just go, oh, great, I'm releasing it. And just let it go. If you just let it go, it's fantastic. Again, there's nothing to analyze. It's just old stuff. Your miraculous self won't release things you're not ready to release. Give your miraculous self permission to bring up from the earth a column of energy, a grounding column of energy up near the base of your spine. And let the earth do all the work. Your miraculous self is just guiding it. But let the earth just send this column of energy up. And then give the earth permission to ground only your authentic energy into your body. And a fun way to imagine that is you can imagine there's a point of light in your energy field for every cell in your body. And when the earth grounds you, every point of light pops back in the cell it belongs in because they get out of alignment. Just imagine they're all just popping back where they belong. And give your miraculous self permission to bring up that grounding column, up from the earth, energies that are loving, nurturing, healing, acknowledging, energies that help you manifest. And your miraculous self is also releasing down that column any energies it wants to release that aren't yours, aren't helpful, aren't in present time. And just let your miraculous self figure out what to bring up and what to release. And because you've been releasing energies, it's really, really important to fill up. So give your miraculous self permission right now to fill you up with more of your authentic essence. So fill you up with more of your authentic essence and with earth and universal energies that will support you now and in your next steps in life. And let's dissolve that gold ball, our group energy space, and ask your miraculous self to retrieve your energy out of my space and the space of everybody else who's in this energy spa session, because we've been kind of mixing up our energies. If you don't retrieve your energies, you'll end up feeling depleted, and it's not good for other people. So right now, give your miraculous self the intention and permission to pull all of your energy back from all of us, and we'll pull all of our energy out of your space. And again, any energies in your energy field that aren't yours and aren't helpful, that your miraculous self wants to release, it just sends down the grounding into the earth. And then it's bringing up from the earth energies that nurture you, heal you, help you manifest, love you, acknowledge you. And another unique concept in energetic NLP is called spiritual emails. When you've done powerful energy work, your energy field is different. It's better, it's more authentic, but it's different. And on an inner level, people often, they get a little thrown off because on the inner level, your energy is different. And it's not like it's bad, it's just different. And sometimes pets get it's hysterical. Sometimes pets will look at their owners funny and stuff because it's like, well, it's you, but you're different. And the way to keep that from being a problem and to make it an advantage is you ask your miraculous self right now to send out spiritual emails. And the spiritual emails are telling everybody in your life, including your pets and your plants, they're like, hey, this is what my energy field looks like now. Not looking for approval or anything. You're just, hey, this is how it is. Just like changing an email address. This is my new address. And have your miraculous self include people that your spirit wants you to meet that you haven't met yet. Excellent. Then take your right hand and pat the left side of your body. Take your left hand, pat the right side of your body. Then take your hands and pat the same side of the body. Stomp your feet. Stretch, move. It'll be important to drink water later. And I'd love to get your comments on this process. And I really want to encourage you. Like I said, when I did the empath class 6 weeks ago or whenever it was, again, I got a phenomenal response from people. I mean, I was really like, it was funny. I'd been thinking about doing it for a long time, and I kept putting it off. And now I know why, because just so many people found it super helpful. So, and if you've done it before, you're welcome to do it again. So again, it's www.playfulempath.com. For some reason, sometimes with Safari browser, because that forwards to the actual web page. And the actual web page, I'll put in the post too. Sometimes Safari thinks you're forwarding it, so and you'll get a message that it might be a dangerous site or something. It's not. It's just easier to remember playfulempath.com than this longer, the actual web page. So if you get that kind of message, you probably won't, but sometimes it pops up. Then just go, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's just Safari being overly cautious. It's like spam checkers now. You know, so many legitimate emails come into spam checkers. So, oh, and please let other people know about the Empath program. That would be incredibly appreciated. And again, if you haven't ever liked the Energetic NLP page on Facebook, please like it. And again, your comments, your hearts, your thumbs up, and everything, all of that, Facebook loves. They judge your site by how much engagement there is. So I totally appreciate it when you do any of those. Comments are like the best, but then the little hearts and the likes, all of that shows engagement. So thank you. Please feel free to put any comments you want. I'm going to turn this off, but I'll read all your comments later. And this will be on the Facebook page as a recording. You're free to watch it again if you want to. And definitely plan on being with us next week and become a playful empath. So thanks, and you'll learn a lot of just very useful stuff. And you won't just be learning. I'll be taking you through a whole series. Like what we did tonight was great, but when it's 5 days in a row, we can really build, and we can go layer after layer after layer. So we can do a ton more in 5 days than we can do in 1 day. Okay, well, thanks everybody. Enjoy being an empath.